Greetings, everybody. My name is Greg. This is the first test of going live on Facebook. I have no idea if I am actually streaming. I'll find that out when I'm done. But the topic today is insane bullshit. Because yesterday I had encountered somebody on one of my YouTube videos that left the messages that you see before you. Now, starting off at the top of this, the person says about being a Gnostic Christian. I am agnostic because I'm honest. Anyone that claims to be Gnostic means they're claiming to know, which means they need to demonstrate how they know. They need to prove where they get this knowledge that makes them Gnostic. But I find it interesting and a bit funny that the person claims that they're kings of cherry picking, because if you're cherry picking, you're not taking things accurately. You are, cherry picking. You're choosing what you want to focus on and ignoring what doesn't fit your narrative. It's intellectually dishonest. And I just find it kind of funny that anyone would openly admit that they find growth in cherry picking. How do you have growth in being intellectually dishonest? This makes no sense. But this person claims that they're the enemies of Paul in the Bible, which, okay, fine. And they make what I consider wild claims regarding Paul that I've never encountered evidence of, but if you guys do have evidence of this, by all means, post it below this video. I'd love to see any evidence that any of this shit is real. But this person tries to act like the Gospel of Thomas is some kind of source. It wouldn't be. No more than Austin 3:16 is a source. It doesn't mean anything, because it would be that which is making the claim. You need historical, non-biased sources. Something that is not based on the so-called holy book that you're trying to advocate about. But things with this individual get really, really weird really quickly. Just in the second post, this man is already going off on Satan and his demons will be coming for you. No, they're not. These are fantasy creatures in the minds of the religious and the insane. There is no evidence that any of these creatures exist in reality. The thing is, I had mentioned to this individual that they said about the Ten Commandments, and I mentioned, if you're going to go by the Ten Commandments, why not go by the all 613? And what I find interesting is, and really telling, is how this person says God made them this way. That really, to me, shows just how much somebody like this is trying to shift the buck. They don't want to take responsibility for a damn thing. They want their life and the choices that they make to be able to be washed away by this Jesus dying. And apparently this person wants to say that the way they are is the way they were made from this God, as if then that makes it the God's fault. So at no point are they responsible for anything. It is a position that I find intellectually dishonest. And they then say, your God is going to put me in hell forever for stealing a pencil when I was in high school. No, my God, I don't have a God. I don't have a God that is going to send anyone anywhere. That is just basically the ramblings of an idiot. But the idea, one thing that gets me with this person, and I had tried pointing it out over and over again, and it just didn't matter how many times I said it, he wasn't going to stop doing it. That is, he has space between words, but he has no space between a period and the next word. You see it in every post. It was something I initially tried to ignore, but it got to where it was driving me nuts. Because it's one, and I had said to him at one point, for the love of periods, learn what a space bar is. The thing is, I would really love to know if there are, I don't know if I want to know this, but if there are Christians out there that agree with this fuckwad, tell me in the comments section just how many of you there are. Because this is insane bullshit. However, it does get worse. But the idea that their last post that this is why the Gospel of Thomas says it will come out of the ground in 2,000 years, and here it is. What is coming out of the ground? I want evidence. Take a video camera out there and get evidence of this whatever coming out of the ground. It's here to wake everyone up to refuse this mark of the beast. Oh boy. The mark of the beast. Now is where it really goes off the rails insane. I do want to point out that this person, I tried reasoning with them. I tried telling them, seriously, no joke, get mental help. You are fucking crazy. They weren't listening to anything. And I had ultimately realized I have to block this person because they're not going to listen to anything. They wouldn't even listen to grammatical correction. So, since they won't even put a space after a period, and change in any way grammatically, they're not going to listen when it comes to their delusional disorder. This type of person, fortunately, looking at his YouTube channel, he has 3 subscribers. I would be a bit nervous. Okay, I guess those 3 subscribers are 3 that should also be in the frickin' insane asylum. But he says about, come fight for some demons for Jesus with us. That he does fear them, but Jesus picked him to fight them. And he has no... And look how he spells other. That and choice. Fool boy! And above that, no, I guess that's supposed to be misery. His spelling is atrocious. Even though I think all computers now have spell check. At least mine do. Mine does. But let me point this out for any insane Christian that is thinking this guy is speaking some kind of truth. I can't go anywhere and fight demons with anyone because demons don't exist. There is no evidence to support the existence of demons. I cannot fight delusions in your head. They are delusions you are having. It is a sign of your mental illness. They do not exist. If you want to say they do, you need to provide evidence that they do. I was in the military. If demons exist, I want evidence. Because the other thing with this aspect of demons, something that is not physical, how the fuck would you fight it? It's not like you could, like when I was in the Army, grabbing an M16 and going to war. Something that is not physical, bullets would pass right through it. And fire would no more burn a ghost than spraying a ghost with a squirt gun would make it wet. So exactly how do you fight what you can't physically touch? This is what makes there's so much of this that makes no damn sense. But this is something that ultimately, the idea that we're getting close to some Antichrist or whatnot, I understand some of this insane bullshit does correlate with crap in the Bible. But there can't be an Antichrist because there was no Christ. Jesus was nothing. The word virgin is a mistranslation or a misunderstanding of what the word virgin means in Hebrew. Hebrew, or Isaiah 7:14, the Hebrew word that is translated as virgin is the Hebrew word Alma. And Alma is a young woman. Has nothing to do with sexual experience. A woman can be an absolute whore and still be an Alma as long as they're young. It doesn't mean fucked by Casper. There is another Hebrew word that is spelled Bethulah, and that is a sexual virgin. There is no Hebrew word for fucked by Casper. doesn't exist. Jesus, that whole virgin birth, immaculate conception, all of that crap is bullshit based on ignorance. The idea that he was some kind of Messiah, he wasn't. He didn't fulfill any of the criteria for Messiah. He didn't do a damn thing. Plus, you can't have somebody else pay for your actions. That is the most immoral idea that is possible in any type of belief system. That what you do can be wiped away or washed away by someone else. This is crazy. However, I ultimately had to block this person because it was going nowhere. And it was becoming apparent to me that their delusional disorder was just, they were so wrapped up in their own delusional disorder that they weren't going to listen to anything. Because if they weren't going to listen to grammatical changes and be able to be educated on grammar and even sentence structure, they certainly are not going to listen to anything when it comes to the source of their delusion. There is no evidence that any of this insane bullshit has any validity to it whatsoever. But this is what we deal with when, like, as an atheist, when I'm dealing with Christians, this can be the kind of nonsense that I am facing. I'm not trying to say all Christians are this crazy. No. But all of you do buy into some level of insane bullshit. But feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. I will find out if this Facebook Live actually worked. I'm also going to be testing this to see if I can go live on YouTube like this. But feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Later, people.